Y'all, the other day I caught up on And Just Like That. Yes, I watched And Just Like That. It's a dumpster fire, but because I'm a huge fan of SATC, I watched it in real time on HBO. I totally was like, okay, we're gonna watch it just like that, and we're gonna give it a chance. And something happened on this last episode that just made my spirit happy, made my spirit overjoyed. Lord, the horrendous relationship that is Carrie and Aiden, I hope is actually over. And I'm happy as hell. I felt like I was in the bad relationship. So when they broke up, baby, I said, thank you. Thanks. I was like, oh, please. Don't bring this man back to no more episodes. I can't take it from the time he showed up at the wrong restaurant wearing that Confederate soldier outfit. Why? Is it because you live in Virginia, Aiden? From the time they made that deal that they weren't, he said, I'm going to be with you, but we can't talk to each other for 5 years, and then proceeds to keep doing pop-ups on this lady, calling her to get his rocks off, and getting his rocks off with her on the phone, but saying, you can't come over here. And then when she pull up, he can't be bothered to take her to the store to get no clothes. He had her sleeping in the upper attic above the barn while his family was in the house. And then his, the spawn of the dude down there, because I don't know what I'm allowed to say on TikTok, his children, especially, what the hell is that little boy name that needed his behind whooped? Wyatt harassing this lady. He made her literally, he refused so hard to go take her to the store because he was focused on making Wyatt paint the side of the house to treat his disorder. Instead of, I know I'm not big on medicine either, but instead of getting that baby that medicine he need, when he broke up that window during the family dinner, he needed to be taken straight to the CVS to get his mess handled. Sorry if I offend anybody, but he needed to go. But having her ride an ATV to go get in her looking like Little House on the Prairie to go get something to wear because he didn't want to take her. And then he kept popping up. Why is you here? Why are you here? And then when she finally meets somebody that she could kind of be compatible with, Duncan, the writer, first of all, he lying to her too. I can't tell if he's trying to get the draws or not. I can't tell. But saying that her writing was good, the woman's book was terrible. That's the woman book. If you know the show, you know what I'm talking about. But for him to pop up once again, get upset about her not having space for him in the closet, which is a throwback to the show. Well, I skipped the part. Him trying to do another throwback to the show by skipping rocks at her window and busting up a window that is probably worth more than his entire house because she bought that house, the Gramercy. But for him and his boys, and he knew she wasn't going to show up when she bought it. And he was like, you ain't have to do that for me, babe. But refused to go back to the original apartment because she had cheated on him a little bit. Yeah, to go back to the apartment. And she ain't want to be at the Airbnbs anymore. It's just so much, y'all. Only for him to show up, pop up, and want to be interrupting her writing. I'm an author. When you have your muse and your mojo is going and you're writing, I don't need you to pop on. I need to write. But anyways, popping up on her and Duncan offering steaks. She said, please don't talk to this man. I'm trying to keep stuff separate. And even if Carrie was going to cheat on Duncan, why would Aiden have anything to say when he popped up, broke her window, and then proceeded to tell her that he smashed his ex-wife? They gonna act like that didn't happen. She said, all right then. Well, I ain't never said we was gonna wait for each other to 5 years. Yes, you did. You sitting here not talking to him. He's sending blank postcards, the equivalent of a Post-it. If you know the show, you know the show. Burger Jr. He just slept with his ex-wife. The one he said he couldn't stand. They was arguing over that little boy medicine. Showed up, and now you jealous thinking I'm going to smash my neighbor? So I come home. I tell you not to talk to the man. You break that boundary. I come home, and y'all sitting at the table, and the man is smoking the pipe, and you try to break up with me for smoking cigarettes, have me putting on perpetual patches because you didn't like smoke. Now you downstairs with the man that you suspect smoking a pipe. Then you're going to embarrass me in front of my friends and keep asking questions at him at every event we go to. Like I said, he came downstairs and tried to force some steaks on them, knowing they were writing. He came and knocked to check to see what they was doing, and they was actually writing about Margaret Thatcher and the woman. Both subjects I don't give a damn about. But either way, you come downstairs, I come back upstairs, and you done wasted 2 steaks by leaving everything out. And I haven't even seen you bring a grocery in this motherfucker. I haven't even seen you bring a grocery in. You don't bring nothing but problems. And you gonna leave fresh groceries out to go bad? And when I come in the room and try to hug up with you, you gonna tell me to get off of you, you stink? Because you smell like cigarette, you stink? There's another way you could have said that, oh, babe, you know I don't like cigarette smoke or pipe smoke. You know how I feel about that. I want to be booed up. Can you go shower and get showered up real quick? Then you're going to come to the room and get mad when Carrie had the nerve to go sleep in a guest room in a house that her and Big paid for. And leave Paul Bunyan, I said Paul Bunyan, in her room sleeping. And then when they wake up in the morning, he had a nerve to have an attitude. Like she was in wrong when she ain't do nothing. I was so happy they broke up, y'all. I didn't even know what to do with myself. I was tired of seeing his ass anyway. I was tired. I don't want to see him no more. I hope they don't bring him back because she was acting like she was never, after being a side chick for Big, fighting for her life to be second choice and all, marrying him and then promptly letting him pass away on a Peloton because she could have said that, man. She ain't even bothered to call the police. And he lived, or the ambulance. After all that, you're going to turn to Miranda and say, oh, I was trying to make it work with Aiden because we've been in a relationship for 20 years. What the hell is you talking about? You already said was you and Big a mistake? I know dang on well you ain't let this man pass away. He wasn't crap anyway, but you let him pass away, kept all his money, and now you're going to sit up here and act like y'all relationship never existed? Carrie, bro, you get on my damn nerves. But I give you props. I give you all the props for finally breaking up with this man. From the time he hocked to it, I was done with Aiden anyway. I was done. I'm sick of him. And I hope they can move on. And even though Duncan is boring as hell, I'm glad to see you, Duncan. Bring on the foolishness because that relationship was trash. She is proof that you are not supposed to spin the block. I know y'all going up for Nelly and Ashanti. Spin on. But this spin the block was trash. So that was my TED Talk on it, just like that. A spinoff of Sex and the City and how Aiden needed to kick all the rocks in his Confederate boots. Bye, y'all. I'll see y'all later.